My name is Matt Owens. I am a Navy veteran. Spent 4 years in the United States Navy aboard an aircraft carrier. While in the Navy, I was a personnelman. A lot of things that I did in my role in the Navy was a lot of administrative tasks, but we also had a secondary job while we were out to sea. I was a shipboard firefighter. Really enjoyed doing that aspect. It's a job to where everybody has a specific role. Everybody depends on the next team member, as a fireman, to make sure that you're doing what you're expected to. A lot of attention to detail that I've really carried over into my civilian world. So I currently work with the state of Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. I'm a program administrator, oversee a statewide grant that's delivered in all 88 counties. So by joining the workforce, it really gave me a sense of purpose. It allowed me to be a part of something, gave some meaning to my life. When I first got out of the military, I was kind of lost. I was happy to be home, with my friends and family, but I really didn't know what I was going to do. And so by joining the workforce, it allowed me to be a part of a team again. It gave me a sense of purpose, allowed me to understand, what the mission was at the agency I work for, and be a part of that strategic plan to implement the mission. OhioMeansJobs has helped me tremendously. If it wasn't for the Job Center, I wouldn't be in my current role today. So I joined the military to really help me grow up. I was getting in a lot of trouble, hanging around with the wrong crowd, and so I joined the military. And the military taught me a lot of respect, taught me a lot of great things about leadership skills. But then when I got out of the military, who was waiting for me? The same knuckleheads I was hanging around with before. So I went to go and apply for unemployment. At the time, the unemployment office was in the same office as the job center. You could apply for unemployment in person at that time. And so while applying for unemployment, they asked me if I was a veteran, and I said yes. And they thanked me for my service, and they shared that they had veteran staff on board that would help and provide special services to veterans. And so when I was finished with my unemployment claim, they walked me over to the veteran services staff. And at that time, sat down with them. The veteran service staff asked me, what kind of work do you want to do? What kind of experience do you have? What are your interests? So we had a good conversation. They really took the time to get to know me, to understand what barriers I had. And one of the things I shared with them that I was interested in, federal employment. And they asked me, well, have you ever thought about state employment? Our agency is currently hiring. I said, no, I've never thought about that. And so they helped me fill out the application. They helped me transfer my military skills into civilian skills, so that way the employer would kind of have a better sense of what I could bring to the table. And so we submitted the application, and a couple of weeks later got an interview, and here I am, 22 years plus with the state of Ohio. The journey of transitioning from the military to civilian workforce can be challenging. In the military, you're used to taking orders, or if you're in a leadership role, giving orders, and everyone follows those orders because that's what you have to do, or else there's dire consequences. In the civilian workforce, it's a little bit different. I mean, yes, you do have leaders that have direct team members that they oversee, but if you're going to be in a leadership role like I am, you can't just bark out orders at people. That's not going to help the team dynamics. So that was a little bit of adjusting there. And luckily I had some good leaders along the way that I learned from, both from their good habits and bad habits. But for good team dynamics now, as a leader, you still have to provide directions, provide guidance, assign tasks, things of that nature. But you have to make sure that you're engaging the team members, getting their buy-in. You don't have to be best friends with everybody, but you want to make sure that they understand the history of, what the assignment is, or the direction that you're going in, things of that nature. So that was a little bit of a challenge from the military to civilian transition. In the military, you have to be quick on your feet. Not everything always goes as planned in life. So you have to be a quick thinker, quick decision maker. You have to be able to adapt and be flexible. In the civilian workforce, it's same situation. Not everything always goes as planned. And so you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be flexible, lean on others, make quick decisions, problem solve. So that way, there's always a contingency plan so you can move forward with the task at hand.